Guys, I want to go back to a point I'd made a while ago. And I had said something along the lines of how things were better for certain people back in the day. And what I was talking about was how our economy was better. The dollar was more valuable. That's really what I meant. And there were other things that were good, right? Like I feel like our food was better back then. Agriculture, there were things that we were doing better in the past. One thing that wasn't better, and that has needed to change for a long time, and I think it's part of what we're seeing such a big struggle on, is the treatment of women. Yeah. And you see this a lot with a big divide between the old boomers and then a lot of the millennials that think like their parents. They're just programmed to be like their mom and dads. They got this idea that the woman stays home, she's barefoot and pregnant, right? Works on the house, and the man works a job, makes the money, and is the breadwinner. And guys, I mean, if that's a healthy dynamic for you, then by all means, that's fine. I honestly really couldn't care less how people live their life. As long as you're not messing with other people, as long as you're not trying to harm anybody else, but for what they're doing, for the way they're living, especially when it doesn't affect you at all, I really couldn't care less what you do. What I get frustrated about, my problem is the amount of people who think that they have some kind of right, or it's in their realm of authority in some way to mess with other people because they live differently than what they would see as normal, right? And that's usually those people like that. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, my wife works. Right now, was that always the case? No, it wasn't. It wasn't always the case. But eventually, she started getting really good jobs. She got more education than I do. She got them fancy degrees, But it came with a huge college bill debt, too. I don't have that. But naturally, eventually, she got a better job. She started making more money than I would. So we switched it up. I feel like anybody anybody would probably do that, to be honest. Especially if everyone's consensual about it. But you'll get these people, they will just think that is wrong. And they're just like, you're wrong for doing that. You need to work. And it's like, so you're telling me the man's gotta pay for his wife's and spouse's, man's gotta pay for his spouse's college debt and everything in the house on what job he can make, even when the wife could make more because she has a higher education, which our whole system is developed on. Higher education, higher salary, right? Isn't that the whole scheme behind it? Again, it's I thought we believed in equal rights, but that's only so much. You only believe that to take advantage.